Okay, it is 6 o'clock.
Okay. You all set, Lisa?
I am all set.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I am going to call to order this Town of Griswold Board of Selectmen regular meeting on Tuesday, August 26th, 2025, 6 p.m. Main Street in Griswold. Item number 1, call to order, roll call. Tina Falk, first selectman. To my right, Martin McKinney, selectman. To my left, Rich Grabowski, selectman. Item number 2, pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 3, approval of minutes. We have regular meeting minutes from August 12th, 2025, and we also have special meeting minutes from August 15th, 2025.
Item 3A, I have to abstain from.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we approve August 12th, 2025. Which we did for the other one, or you want to do this separately? So August 15th, we did for August 15th.
Do them separately.
So, okay, all right. So I make a motion, we approve August 12th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
Okay, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay, and then,
I guess I make a motion that we approve August 15th, 2025 special meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4, correspondence. I am not seeing any in the packet. Is that correct, Lisa?
That's correct.
Okay, item number 5, old business, discussion and possible action on proceeding with the results of the local government research committee. Rich, we did not discuss this last time,
Okay,
because you were not here.
We have approval from the Secretary of State's office on the questions for the November ballot. They're gonna be as follows: A, ordinance 96-1, effective November 2027. Shall the Board of Selectmen consist of a first selectman and 4 selectmen, yes or no? And B is ordinance 96-2, effective November 2027. Shall the term of office be 4 years, yes or no? Those are the 2 questions that were approved and will be on the ballot in November.
Okay,
Okay, good job, Rich.
yes, thank you very much. Any other discussion on that? Okay, we'll move on to 5B, discussion and possible action on update of pickleball courts. We went on a field trip this weekend, and we went down to the Lisbon pickleball court. And lo and behold, we met up with a husband and a wife who were playing, and they were responsible for creating and the creation of the pickleball courts in Lisbon. He, in fact, has sent plans that they used for their courts. And then we went on to Norwich. We looked at Norwich. I'm talking with Norwich Senior Center. And we have identified a possible location here in town. And I think that we'll be discussing that at the next Board of Selectmen meeting.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. They did give us some insight too as to funding. So it's looking good. All right. Item 5C, discussion and possible action on placement of red light cameras. And Todd Babbitt, I'm gonna let you, I know you had reached out.
Yeah, I reached out to you, to see if they could survey other towns, who has them. What the fees were for installation on DOT infrastructures and maintenance, and what their revenues are at this point, so maybe get that data back.
Okay, thank you. So we will,
Table.
yeah, we'll table this until the next Board of Selectmen meeting. And we will move on to,
Somebody want to make? a
I'll
motion?
second it.
I'll second it. Oh, that's right.
okay, we have a motion and a second to table item 5C until the next Selectmen's meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to number 6, new business. Discussion and possible action on 9 tax refunds for a total of $1,942.74 as presented by Leona Sharkey, tax collector.
I can make a motion to approve item 6A. The approval of the 9 tax refunds for a total of $1,942.74 as presented by our tax collector.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, item 6B, discussion and possible action on social media issues. I have nothing.
I have none.
Okay, 6C, discussion and possible action on appointment of Martin McKinney as a member of the Representative Advisory Board to Southeastern Connecticut Water Authority for a term ending 9/1/2027.
I'll make a motion to approve item 6C, appointing Martin McKinney as our representative on the advisory board of Southeastern Connecticut Water Authority for a term ending 9/1/2027.
Okay, we have a motion to appoint Martin McKinney to this Water Authority Board. I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Item 6D, discussion and possible action on allowing Griswold Pride to submit for a local prevention council grant. And Miranda Mahoney is here.
Yeah, this is an annual grant. The town is, the award amount goes based on your population, and we've been at a flat rate of $3,020 since I've been here 10 years. So in the past, it's been vaping prevention. The CRAC is our regional action council. They use their data to prioritize the substance. We're going to continue with vaping prevention. And now we can include our mental health awareness and promotional activities in this grant. That was new this year. So the funding would be used to support the 3 mental health fairs at each school, for the middle school, elementary school, and the high school. And that would also include a media campaign for vaping prevention, targeting parents and kids, 2 separate ones, and that would be supplemented with our drug-free communities federal grant.
Do we have any questions for Miranda?
No,
No?
It's a very good program.
Yes.
I'll
Thank
make
you.
a motion that we approve and allowing Griswold Pride to submit for a local prevention council grant.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve application for this grant in the amount of $3,020.21. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item 6E. Discussion and possible action on request to use opioid settlement abatement funds to contract with Jenica Jenkins for the administration and analysis of the next Griswold School Youth Survey scheduled for November 2025. And Miranda, do you want to speak on this also?
Sure. So, as part of, youth prevention, we are required to, capture the 4 core measures for student, youth substance use, as determined by Drug-Free Communities Grant. And in the past, we've contracted with CRAC, however, they're no longer doing those services anymore. Jenica was their evaluator and continues to have access to all of our past data. So by using Jenica, we can keep our data consistent. The cost has increased because now we're going with other, separate contractor versus our regional at their footprint funding to do this. So this falls in line with youth prevention and the opioid settlement abatement dollars, and what is allowable under that. So,
Janet Jenkins, is that a person or is that?
yes, it's a person. Yep, she works out of the college in Rhode Island, but she works for them, and then she's a contractor on the side for student surveys. I did contact other youth survey providers to collect quotes, but as our executive committee, we met, we discussed, and we made the motion to go with Jenica to keep our data consistent from the years past, so we can cross correlate and track the data and the trends.
Well, it sounds like a no-brainer. that we,
Yeah, I would provide
We proceed with it.
sustainability, because, you know, as we close it, we're heading into we have 3 years left on our federal funding and we need to continue to track the data, collect it in order to keep applying for grant funding. So this would be good use of the funds in my opinion.
okay, no, I agree.
What is there a monetary value or just is it based off per student or what it should be?
She broke it down. I think it was I provided the contract, to Lisa, so. I think the total cost is about $5,600.
6750.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we would be surveying, 7th through 12th grade, so. In the past, we've only been able to do 3 grades, but now that it's completely moved to, online, we can survey more students.
I assume the funds are available through the,
Applying and going after the opioid settlement funds as they are released. With these settlements funds, there's no timestamp on these. We don't know when they're going to end. We don't know if one of these big pharma companies goes under, then that portion of the settlement, would no longer be. So they're continue to come in. We just filed the paperwork for the last one that was
Right.
there, and we provide an annual report to the state on what we use our funds on.
Are we like a year behind because from the year before, or is it the same fiscal year that we're?
The abatement funds aren't really on a fiscal, well, I guess they're on a kind of a fiscal year, but the grant report, or not the grant, but the report that I have to do for the state comes out, I think, in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion, questions?
I'll make the motion that we approve the request to use opioid settlement abatement funds to contract with Ms. Jenkins for the administration and analysis of the next Griswold School Youth Survey scheduled for November 2025, not to exceed $6,750.
Second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Jenna Jenkins Consulting for a total of not to exceed $6,750. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Miranda. Okay. Item F, discussion and possible action on appointment of Sarah Walsh as a member of the Public Health and Safety Committee to fill the remainder of a term of 7/1/2024 through 6/30/2030.
Wow. I second. I make a motion that we approve Sarah Walsh as a member of Public Health and Safety for the remainder of the term from 7/1/2024 to 6/30/2030.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to appoint Sarah Walsh to the Public Health and Safety Committee to fill the remainder of a term 7/1/2024 through 6/30/2030. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we're going to move on to item number 7, any other business that may properly come before the board?
Yeah, I mean, that's first I want to read this up.
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Are you motioning anything up?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we, motion a letter I'd like to read into the public record,
Onto the agenda.
onto the agenda, and then possibly for, executive session post this regular scheduled meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to bring a letter from Selectman Martin McKinney onto the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I've given a lot of thought to this position that the town is in, so I just thought I'd read this letter that I wrote relatively quickly and, into the record. I would like to make a statement with a little history. I feel the town should know regarding the betrayal that the Board of Education and the Superintendent of Schools
did to the town of Griswold a few months ago. A few months ago, prior to financial year end, we were requested by the Board of Ed Superintendent to allow Eric Christensen to assist in their second year of budget not balancing. As it came about in parts of, because of our financial director leaving, because of their financial director leaving, I'm sorry. And year end, it wasn't complete. As chairman of the board, in this meeting was the chairman of the Board of Finance, chairman of the Board of Selectmen, superintendent of schools, assistant superintendent of schools. And it was a very forthright discussion by both parties involving all our concerns. At that time, before we turned over Eric to work with the Board of Ed to do their budgets and get them straightened out to help our financial house get in order, Eric, the number one item that we thought we were negotiating was Eric would remain in position with the town and avoid any conflicts with the Board of Ed. The second thing on that, the Board of Ed would open the position and actively search for their own replacement for the financial director. Third thing is the Board of Ed would possibly pay, we were concerned because the Board of Ed would possibly pay more than we could, and we didn't want to lose Eric, and we were concerned about our relationship with the Board of Finance, the Board of Ed, and the Board of Ed and the Board of Selectmen that Eric had with us now. Okay. This is a tough letter because I really feel that we as townspeople got betrayed. We discussed alternatives like Eric running both town and Board of Ed, and then having I should stay with my letter, I apologize. Separate board of education and government account. We were ensured that the Board of Ed would not pursue hiring Eric to fill this position. We were admirably with them, and unfortunately, this did not happen. Eric exercised his 45-day year option to remove himself from the town of Griswold Board of Finance. 24 hours later, the Board of Ed went into executive session and hired Eric from the town of Griswold. The purpose going forward in the next meeting is going to executive session, the Board of Selectmen discuss what, if any, options we can work together as a team to the best interest in the town. A few Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance members feel upset, betrayed by the Board of Ed, the superintendent, and his staff. This is fundamentally unethical. This is a betrayal of all the years that we worked together and as a team in the past. I respectfully put this in, Martin McKinney, and I think it's totally unacceptable. That's what I'm saying. And I apologize, very for my letter. I got nervous with it.
Thank you, Martin. Any discussion on this? Rich?
We'll discuss it later, I guess.
Okay.
I feel the same way in many ways. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I've never felt that anyone who wanted to advance themselves to better themselves and their family, I have all the respect in the world to, if that was the case. But we were lied to. We were told that he was leaving because of mental health issues, which was a lie. Because the next day he was hired by the Board of Ed. Now, obviously, it was over money. Of course, they're pretty clear to me in that regard, and I was a little upset that we were dealt rather underhandedly, I thought, and I thought we were on the same path together, working together for the common good. But now I find out that the current Board of Education and the makeup of it don't feel the same way.
The only thing that I would add to this is that, yes, I agree with what Rich has what he said about, I'm not opposed to anybody moving forward, to improve their life, their family, their financial circumstances. I do not I'm not opposed to any of that. I think the thing that bothered me the most out of all of this, was that I had received, and now even today, I had received notifications. Somebody asked me, how did you not know this was happening? Because there are people in this town who knew that this was going to happen before you were given notice of his departure from the town. So there were people who knew this was going to happen. And, I just wish that it had been handled differently. I feel bad. I really do. And that's all I have to say about it right now. Okay.
Do we have anything else under any other business?
Yes, we do have something else under any other business. I would like to motion onto the agenda. Executive session regarding discussion of documents containing attorney-client privileged communications provided in confidence and exempt from disclosure pursuant to CGS 1-200-6E and 1-210B10 pertaining to legal advice to the Board of Selectmen regarding the filling of municipal positions. I would like to motion that onto the agenda.
You want to go into executive session now?
No,
Just motion it on. We're gonna take that out.
Okay,
I second the motion.
okay, we have a motion and a second to move this executive session onto the agenda. Then I'm going to ask for another motion.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Let's take a vote on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now you're gonna add the same exact thing, but for discussion and possible action in case you come out of executive session and decide to make some action.
Yeah, I would like to motion on the executive session.
Not executive session, just say discussion and possible action.
Okay, I want a motion on discussion and possible action regarding the executive session onto the agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now you're gonna make a motion to move those two items
Yeah.
that we just added, which would be B and C, after public forum.
Okay. Motion to move,
Yes.
To add to the agenda.
To move them.
to move those two items after public forum on the agenda, so that public forum can take place first before we go into executive session.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we are going to move on to item number 8, public forum. Yes,
We mail with Pequot Trail, real quick, because I gotta get a couple of training, but, public health and safety is, gonna start doing a monthly safety message, Tina. So this month's safety message is school bus safety, it's beginning of the
Oh, good.
school year starting out. So we just wanted to bring that out here at the, meeting and have people focusing on watching out for the kids getting to school. So,
okay, no, I think that's great. It's a great topic. Perfect.
Wayne, if you do put that together and send it to me, I can put it on the website under your public safety messages.
yes, I can.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah, Beth Caucus, 17 Stock Drive. Are we gonna have a public hearing on this trash processing plan before the election?
okay. I have heard nothing as a follow-up. I do know that questions were sent to the CEO of that project. I believe, was it Jim, 25 questions?
Yes, that goes, yeah, 25.
25 questions were sent. And my understanding was that at least a couple of weeks ago, he would have a response to those questions.
We got the EDC meeting.
You did get responses?
Well, we didn't get them.
We didn't get them, yeah.
Yes. They got sent from Mario, I'm sorry, Rich Canola, 52 Dean Lane, they got sent from Mario and they were handed out to the members of the EDC at their last meeting last week. We did get responses for the questions.
Okay, we did not know. We
So
were not
nothing can
told.
move forward until we get some information.
Okay, so can I ask what EDC's,
Doing?
I would have figured by now, honestly, that either Mario or Tom would have forwarded it to you too.
Nope.
If that hasn't happened, I mean, I'll be glad to bring them in tomorrow. You can make copies.
Well, we'll get it from,
We get it from
Thank you.
Mario.
we'll get it from Mario.
and then, yes, there would be public discussion.
Okay, if we
Before.
don't then have a public hearing. Well, what's the deadline that we can do a referendum, put it on the ballot? If, you know, a petition to
Well,
put it
I
on.
don't, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Well,
speaker, town
yeah,
clerk.
Yeah, can I jump in for a second?
Yes, of
Well,
course.
can I just clarify something for him too? I mean, the question that I prepared for the November ballot had to be approved by the Secretary of State by September first.
But-
That's, I'm just saying that's
Okay.
general information.
What about if we have a petition of names that want something on the ballot? I'm just thinking, hey, we're gonna have to do it, but if it's say.
That would
well,
be
I'm not
through the
gonna
clerk, I
put it-
believe.
Check with the
Yeah.
town clerk's office, but
Yes.
that's what she told me about these other
Yeah.
items that we had to have it in and approved by September first to get it on the November ballot,
By September first.
by September
What do
first.
you do? Could you put those items on the ballot, or do we have to have a?
No, that goes to,
Signature.
that goes to
I
the
can
clerk's
explain a
office.
lot.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I,
Martin.
I can explain a lot. Okay, so, just so everybody understands, this is so far off on approval. Basically, what we had is the developer, and they come in all the time, through EDC and other, so we have, they do come in. We have, you know, obviously. And this guy came in and wanted to do a cogeneration plan or a faster, whatever, it could be called multiple things, okay? And it was just simply, what do you guys think? He has no plans, he has no drawings, he has no, what it's gonna look like. So, number one, it's, and when I say it's so far off, it's still gotta go to zoning, which is public hearing. It isn't even, he hasn't even drawn drawings, you know what I mean? This is what
Preliminary.
they do, it's a trial balloon. They come into town and they say, hey, we wanna, what do you think about this? You know, we've had, somebody came in, thought, what about a truck stop down there at, down on the old 86, I can't remember the new exit numbers, I apologize.
201.
Yeah, you know, and they throw that out there, and then everybody's all nervous about it, but it doesn't even get to the point where they even get to they have to do the drawings, they have to do the site approvals, they have to do Army Corps, and it's something like that, that's pulling water out of the river, dumping water back in the river. I mean, that's a huge ordeal, okay? The zoning has to be changed down there. It's not, it's commercial, and that application is industrial, so zoning has to be changed. So there's a lot of, even though they say it, and unfortunately, people in some of these committees just start talking about stuff that we took the plant that Plainfield has, that it's not even the same plant, it's not even the same company, it's totally something different, but that's what happens, you know, because some people on committees don't just take the information, digest it, ask the questions, let it go through the process. I guarantee you, and whether I'm in or out, that it'll have multiple zoning meetings, it'll have multiple wetlands meetings, it'll have multiple Army Corps of Engineer review, okay? And it's a huge undertaking for that piece of property, and you have to change all our zoning regulations to have it conform with anything that's there. So this is from a zoning, a wetlands, and a land use thing, it is very far up, and both wetlands has public hearings, both zoning has public hearings, and if it's that big a deal, it'll be like Plainfield, and we'll have a referendum at that point, because either people are gonna want it, or people won't want it. But it is so far off, and I mean this sincerely, that all it is a guy with a pizza that hasn't done a drawing yet, that just says, can I put it here? That's what
He's
that's
floating
basically-
an idea to see what.
It's just an idea,
Yeah.
you know, that's all it is at this point.
I feel better about that, but the only information I got was from the public,
Right. Well, that's-
minutes from the EDC meeting that he gave his talk to.
Yeah.
And what really got me angry was that he wanted no referendum, or he was walking
Yeah.
And, I think that's not being very democratic.
It's not even in the cards. It's not in the cards.
Okay, because then I'm thinking, well, we've got to at least have a public hearing, we've got to have something. All he wanted was approval of you.
Mhm.
We can't change zoning from commercial residential to residential, and we can't change that without a public hearing. We can't compromise our wetlands without a public hearing.
Yeah.
That's just not in the cards. To build a plant to that stature, like the Lisbon, you just can't do it with not doing all those posts.
And we are gonna have to limit it to 2 minutes because we do have, no. We have to be in executive session by 6:45 with attorney. Yes,
All right, I just very quickly,
Excuse me?
reading the note of Bruce Caucus, KUKS 17 Sun Drive. In his notes to the, Keith, as Keith said, all I need is top management in town to approve. I don't need anything. I don't need a referendum. I can go ahead with
You
this
can go to Connecticut.
and go right to citing. And that is, this is in the notes. This is what he said. This is what scared us. And that aside, and then with some insurance now from what we've heard, my quick question is, why are we doing it at all? I mean, what is there in this garbage collection and incineration plant that in any way benefits Griswold, other than taking the garbage from the rich towns in western Connecticut that we have to go and dispose or burn it?
I think there's a lot of people that think it's a potential for a lot of tax base, but I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, no, the state, frees them of any tax because it's one of these things where they're.
No, but we can do like other towns have done an operating agreement
Okay.
prior to going in and stuff.
Even
like
that, it was kind of vague, where they said, oh, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Well,
Okay,
our operating agreement we sent them was almost 21 pages long, you know what I mean? So.
I know, time.
right. Any other public comment? Yes, Dave.
Debut 59 Leah Drive. You know, I wasn't gonna keep my mouth shut on this. Yeah, Martin. But I really think EDC needs to confer with you guys. Obviously, they've sent off questions, got answers back, and you guys have heard nothing about it. Last I knew, the three of you were the heads of our town, not the EDC. You guys make the decision, not the EDC. You can't even get their minutes on a regular schedule. I mean, that last meeting that I attended, these people said it right. They're planning on going forward with it. And I'm like, wait a minute, maybe we need to get a petition going and force it to referendum. But that's what we need to find out.
Well, like you
Thank you.
said, that the EDC's gotta come to us.
Not according
Until
to
they
them.
do, there's no discussion.
One last comment, those Q and A start. The town of Griswold Economic Development Committee, Board of Selectmen, and the town land use staff are excited about your Ira Bauer proposal. That scares us.
All that means
I
is,
guess our town planner wrote that.
all it means is
Mm,
we listened to them. That's all it means. We listened.
I think that's just speak for it, yeah.
Okay. It's just politics speak.
Okay, any other public forum? Yes, Ransom, it has to be 2 minutes.
2 minutes, man.
2 minutes. Cut to the chase, crash the own first down. The other law creates a new new competitive grant to help enhance existing or establish new in-district or regional special education programs and exempts the grant funds from being provided or from being included in a school district's minimum budget requirement.
Ransom, you need to go to Board of Ed for this. That's the Board of Ed question.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's a finance question. I happened to go last week by accident to a finance meeting. They told me it was part of that. Okay, but you had a big discussion now about a financial person representing the Board of Ed and somebody quitting. I didn't catch all the details of that. And it included the president finance director. So they're gonna shuffle this back and forth. My question, I'll make it brief. How many
Please.
grants are given to the town which impact the budget without the budget reflecting a cut in the amount of money they send out in the tax?
Well, if it's a grant, or the reflects on tax bill.
I mean, if you're collecting grants, shouldn't it come off of the budget?
That's in addition, that's
In addition to,
it's in addition to.
in addition to,
A grant doesn't bring you, if it's a grant, a true grant, it doesn't cost the town any money, it just goes in and out right to that organization.
okay,
Yeah, it's taxpayer benefit.
But does with the services you're performing.
yeah,
Yeah, but how do you, and I mean, here they're saying that you're gonna get the money after the budget's approved. I pay you $1 for gasoline. Then. you
okay,
receive-
Ransom, we really have to move this along. We have to connect by quarter of, so. I can maybe check with the Board of Finance on what you're asking after we review the minutes. Okay,
Yeah, find out what it does to the taxes.
okay, yes,
Over the lane. I'd like to make it clear that the questions that were brought up to be sent to EnviroPower were generated from the EDC and other people that were involved in that whole first meeting. All of those questions were given to the town planner, who filtered them down and came up with the final 25 and submitted them to the developer, who took 2 or 3 weeks, or whatever it was, to get them back. They went back to the town planner. From that point on, they did get distributed to us as the EDC, but where they went from there, we have no idea. So I just like to correct Dave on that. That's not how it took place.
all right, I will, I'll make it a point to check with the town planner.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rich.
Am I right, Tom? I mean, Jim? Jesus. Yeah.
Okay, any other public forum? Okay, hearing none, motion to adjourn?
No,
Nope,
no.
okay, we're going in, all right, motion to go into executive session.
So you're going to now, public forum is over, you're gonna go back and make that motion again to go into executive session, and you're gonna be very specific as to who you're inviting in. The item says for what and what time you are entering executive session.
Okay, going to make a motion to go into executive session. Inviting in, Scott Davis, Chair of the, Board of Finance, the Selectmen. And do I have to invite you in too?
No.
Okay, you're invited.
I'm not invited.
And this is, we are going in at, what is the time, Lise?
It is
6:37.
and it's gonna be, just read that whole thing again from the.
Yep, 6:37, executive session regarding discussion of documents containing attorney-client privileged communications provided in confidence and exempt from disclosure pursuant to CGS 1-206E and 1-210B10 pertaining to legal advice to the Board of Selectmen regarding the filling of municipal positions.
You need a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now shut all this stuff off. Everybody needs to exit. We are going outside of the building. There will be no one in the lobby.
Waiting in the lobby.